Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Omega Files. I'm your host, Dr. Freedom. Tonight we're going to talk about the woman who lived. Ashildr is back, and she's pissed off. Okay, let's go around. Let's get hey there, ho there from everybody. Let's start with Ryan.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey. Phillip's washing machine. No. No, someone was making a noise there. Okay. Next up, let's go to AJ.
Hi from down under.
All right, William.
Hey, now, how you doing, all?
Phillip.
Good evening.
Graham.
How we doing, folks? Unlike Phillip, I'm no well hung.
Bill.
I'm back.
All right, Matt Rose.
Hello, another day, another who day.
And Texas Tim.
Hello there.
Okay, so tonight, we have the doctor. He's on the hunt for some apparent artifact and stumbles across, oh, look, there's that mistake I made back in the Viking days. All right, let's get opening thoughts from everybody. Heck, let's start with Ryan. You go ahead and go first. What's your opening thoughts?
Well, as most of you know, I was not really a fan of last week's episode. I just thought, it was This one was a lot better. I know that strictly it's not a two-parter, but I thought it was a great improvement upon last week's. I thought Maisie Williams had a lot more to do. I liked her character arc throughout this story. And the humor was just fantastic.
Okay, next up, AJ.
Yeah, I like this episode from this week. I couldn't really find a fault with it. I like the little classical references they had in the episode too, so it was good.
What was that? We're picking up radio from somewhere. Okay, next up,
I don't think he heard you.
William.
Well, I like this story. I like this story also. What's funny that even though the main focus of the story was the doctor's search for that artifact that was not from Earth, I liked it better when him and Ashildr communicated, and he read her book on what some of the stuff that she'd been through. That I like that much better than the little search for the object and the Lionel character that is in the episode. But that's why I liked it so much. But I do would like to know who Ashildr talk to that she knows so much about the doctor. That made me think about it. Be like going back to some of the past doctors. I have to go back and think like which past companion was from that past era. That doesn't take me a few thinking to do. That's why I like this episode very much.
Okay, Graham.
For me, it was all about the chemistry with Maisie Williams and Peter Capaldi in this. Great blend of humour and the serious undertones when it comes to delving into Ashildr's past. They touched on a wee bit darker element than I thought they would when they went into the fact that she lost kids. I know that happens, especially in that time period, but I didn't think they would go there. So huge props for them for doing that, for a family entertainment drama. One minor quibble, the Lionel character, as we jokingly call him, maybe a wee bit underused. But other than that, I can't grumble. This was fantastic. And as much as I liked last week's, this one was much better for me.
Okay, Matt Rose.
Oh, hello. Yes, I very much enjoyed it. It was very nice to see Rufus Hound in here as Mr. Sam Swift. His jokes were just so funny. I just kept laughing at him. I really liked the story. Can't fault it. It's very good. And it touched on what happens if you make a character immortal. And one of my favourite moments is near the end where he does actually talk a bit about his old friend Jack Harkness. And I really like that. It was just showing what the effects you can have on making someone immortal. And he knows the TARDIS doesn't like it.
Now, one thing I'm intrigued by is Ashildr. Well, he said that she might have a run-in with him or some other companions, so it'd be nice to know what they're going to do with her in the future. It was just a flawless... It's much better than last week's. Enjoyed it very much, and it's definitely foreshadowing onto something. But who knows? I really liked it very much.
All right, next up, Texas Tim.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a really good follow-up to last week. And you know what? You could have had this episode be in next year's season if you wanted to, because they left that bit hanging in a very good way to where you knew you were going to revisit this character. It didn't have to be this week. It's not really that much of a two-parter because this one tells a different story. And I think it's a good story. They have a couple of good conversations about immortality and what does that mean. And she learns a lesson because she's bitter about it. She's bitter about it. She's been through years and years of boringness, and she's got a bad attitude at this point. He finally has to tell her, "You've got a bad attitude." I mean, because he didn't mean to make her immortal. He just tried to save her life, and for her to be so bitter about it, it is sad. I mean, it's a very sad thing to be when it's sort of a gift, in fact, I guess. So she learns that lesson by the end of it. So it's a really good story. I think it's a great follow up to what they started last week.
Okay, V for Ville.
Well, I've always wondered, Texas Tim, if you smoked, would you be Texas Toast? Matt Rose, you asked a question that I think is on Big Finish's mind, and I hope that I'm right about that. I am halfway into the episode right now, but I am kind of hearing myself as I'm listening to you guys echoing pretty much what you guys are saying, minus stuff about the end that I'll catch a bit later. It's been a great episode so far. I'll be here for a few more questions, but when I take off, I won't have really been able to give you guys a rating. So everyone out there in TV land or YouTube land, be looking in the comments because I'll throw up my rating afterward.
Okay, next up, Phillip.
I found this one to be the worst story so far for me. I didn't enjoy it. It was too talky. Central. I know what it's trying to do. Show you the pitfalls of being immortal, but it was just boring for me, really. And there wasn't much going on with the lying person. And I don't know. I just didn't find it. And also, I don't know whether it was just me, but the whole story, the soundscape was too low. I couldn't understand what Capaldi was saying half the time. So maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it, because I couldn't understand what was being said half the time.
And I hate to say this, but in a way, I kind of agree with Phillip. It was a good episode. A lot was covered, and there is some foreshadowing in it. But at the same time, the pace was really, really slow through most of it, and that kind of turned me off a wee bit. But like I said, a lot of great stuff covered, a lot of good points covered. But at the same time, it just took a long time to get there. At least in my
most of what I got from it was a lot of name dropping from people from the past, and that's about the main surprise of it all. There was nothing to it. It's all flat for me. The story was.
So which is it? It was too slow or it was too quick?
Just too slow.
Too slow.
I didn't see it was slow at all. I thought it just kind of moved right along.
Yeah, kind of slow for me. I don't know. Maybe it was.
You got to remember when the episode started, they were looking for that artifact, and that same night they went to the house to get the artifact.
Yeah.
And then the next day, he got arrested, and then he went to the town to save this guy and to get the artifact from before the Lionel raid came in attack. That was still,
Maybe it was just the way it was presented. It just didn't grab me. It was like, okay, yeah, but that was it.
Yeah, but remember, that's become. I get what you mean when you say it was a little bit slow paced, because instead of the movement going fast to the town, you had all that talking between the doctor and her, and in a way, that was what we needed it, because remember there's been a lot of years gap from the last episode of this one, so that talking stuff had to exist. Remember, we didn't knew to this episode that during that time she had kids, and they passed away.
That was what the story was about, too. The story was about the doctor and her, not so much the lion thingy. That was just the icing on the cake, pretty much. The story was about the question of immortality And how do you deal with that?
But do we need a lesson in immortality? We know what that's all about. It's, we know what happens to someone who came over to immortality. They go through years of losing people and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know why that's an issue.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job of explaining it, because she has a lot of cool flashbacks showing what she's been up to all this time. And even then, like Graham said about the dead children, I mean, that's something that made her bitter. So,
I mean, you find it slow paced, that's fine, Phil. But at the same time, had we not had this gap for information, you know, other folk would have been unwinding bits and complaining, well, what happened to her? You can't have it both ways, man. I mean,
You know, thinking about the children right there, I mean, I can understand. I'd be pretty bitter, too, if I had the opportunity to have long pig veal and I passed it up.
Okay, before we lose track of them, Kevin, what were your opening thoughts on this episode?
Well, it was a slow. It's a little in between slow and fast paced, because they have to explain how it's how it's like to be immortal, maybe forever, if you don't get shot. But yeah, sorry, I'm really level. But it was interesting, the episode. How the death of the children of Ashildr and the death of her husband. Can really make her tougher. That she doesn't care. She's careless and that's like, I was like, that's she's very cruel, you can say, because she's like, I don't care, I shot him through the head, without any feelings. And the doctor is, he explains that it's she's alone, he's alone, and she wanted to be on his TARDIS, but the doctor said no. So yeah, and we saw her at the end of the episode, of course, in a picture. So that's going to be a lot explaining, really. But it was very cool. It was that picture.
Mm-hmm.
And the cracking jokes, of course, and the fun, and the guitar again with the doctor. Just great to see that again. Just like Patrick Troughton's doctor that used a flute. That was I know I'm not a new Who only guy. So if I have to wait it, I go.
No, they're waiting yet, big man. Slow down.
All right. And I will really need to watch it again, to see everything. But what was his name? Sam
Swift.
Yeah, Sam Swift. He was likable with his jokes and with the handman scene, that was just funny. And well, the lying guy was not average, because this is the first villain that I was like, he's not much used in this episode. It's only like 3 scenes or 4 even.
You got to remember, the doctor just stumbled across him. He wasn't really a main
focus. Yeah,
it was just the device he was after.
Mm-hmm. And he wasn't after her. It was by accident. It was a coincidence. So yeah, that was interesting. And that she said, "I'm not Ashildr anymore. I am me." I was like, "Oh shit."
Oh, jeez.
So yeah,
there goes the quit.
Hey, he didn't drop the F-bomb.
We can say the S-bomb, can we? Brilliant.
F-bomb, I don't care.
So yeah, that was a moment where I was like, oh, she's a little bit crazy. But yeah, it's all explained. So yeah, I liked it.
Okay, how many folks out there? I'm going to open the floor after this one. Already anticipating the fan theories where they're saying that Ashildr is somehow a ancestor of Clara's.
Oh God!
I'm not bothered.
They make
what?
the explanation for everything, so let's not give Moffat any ideas.
That'd be a little weird because we've seen Clara's parents and her grandmother. So that.
Well, guys, I'm going to jump in here real quick just because I found out a little bit, like maybe about 10 minutes before the call came in, that it's a friend's birthday. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze out. Thanks for having me on, and like I said, I will put my rating on the episode after it's on YouTube.
You got it.
Have a good one, man.
Take it easy.
Can I just say that I find the fact that the doctor won't take Ashildr away kind of cruel because she's trapped in a prison.
Yeah, but you got to remember that when we see the doctor, and the way he was looking at Clara at the episode, we don't know when is this period. Yes, we know that when he goes at the end, when he runs into Clara again, but we don't know when the timeline is.
But you know what? Why doesn't he do the smart thing? Right, take on board the TARDIS, Ashildr, take it to Gallifrey, and leave on Gallifrey.
He doesn't know what Gallifrey is, for one thing. He explained why he didn't want to, and she realized at the end that he's right, that they can't hang. They're both too much the same. It's
the same reason that River's known the TARDIS 24/7 basically as well.
The lesson that he taught her was that it's good to hang out with immortals.
Also remember back in Utopia how the TARDIS and the Doctor reacted to Captain Jack.
He was a fixed point in time and space.
Still, yeah, I look at you and you're just wrong, you know.
I still would like to know, who the one that talked to her, that knew to give her the information about the Doctor.
I liked also how she was playing games with him as well, because she knew what buttons to push with him. Like when she threatens to kill her butler, and use him as part of her, plot that she's got going on. Even though she's not going to, she's doing that to outrage the Doctor.
Yeah,
she is very upset that he came, and she thinks he came to visit her, to check up on her, when he didn't at all. He just happened to bump into her.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, yeah, it was, I was like, when she was saying, I was like, oh yeah, we are using the Doctor for something, to the lying guy. I was like, oh, you peep,
I'm a bit surprised with the adult humor that they've been getting away with these recent episodes.
Yeah. With the with the harder part. It's very hard in there.
Well, that's why it's throwing that straight away at time, Ryan.
I was like, oh my,
Calm down, Kevin. Take a sugar
pop.
pop.
The hung joke. That's kind of a joke for the dads that go over the kids' head.
Yeah.
I like how he was joking with those ladies out there. I don't know your name. I don't know your name.
Do we actually need that kind of risque comments in Doctor Who?
Oh, for God's sake, Phillip, it's just a bit of humour.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
As long as it's not the Doctor saying it, then that's fine.
Oh.
I mean, I hated the sonic screwdriver erection joke in Crimson Horror.
My God, has Mary Whitehouse come back to the grave of the guy?
What you can become an old prude since your voice got screwed up.
I didn't saw that joke. I didn't,
Oh man!
Oh, sorry. Was it with the screwdriver was going up again? Oh,
No. It's when Jenny took off her clothes and revealed that she was wearing a cat suit underneath.
I'm a peel.
Oh.
Yeah. Ding.
Yeah.
Oh, that part. Yeah.
Okay. So, how many here think those torn out pages have a little bit more to do with what's going on than what she's?
I think.
Yeah, I think those might be the pages when she might have met somebody from the Doctor's past.
Or it could be exactly what she said it was.
Jenna, maybe it's Jenna. No. Maybe it's Jenna. Maybe she met Jenna in a very, I don't know, earlier life.
No. Like,
Yeah.
she explained the reason for tearing out the pages. If somebody else wants to go on the internet and speculate further, hell, feel free.
Well, just like the with the ongoing rumors, like Jared Leto is Jason Todd. No, it isn't.
You find out that is true next year.
Yeah, or there's George, or there's Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is.
That was yesterday. That was yesterday's podcast.
Yeah.
You're late on that.
Sorry, but I'm just.
Yeah, the Lucas Kylo Ren one. Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
I was late for that one. Sorry, I couldn't join. So yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I'm too late. So yeah.
That's okay. Floor is wide open. Who wants to go next?
Phillip.
Go ahead, Jay.
All right, go ahead, AJ.
No one else is going to mention the fact that she could change her voice into a man's voice.
Yeah.
That was weird. I thought, no, that's bullshit.
Not really. If you think about it, she had alien technology put into her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's rewired her body, so now she can do things that can be normal.
Well, I mean, you can change your voice into Colony Saf, Phillip. So nothing's.
Where we get doctor? But I mean, are you saying that thing that makes her immortal changes her voice?
Yeah.
No, he's saying it could.
It could.
Also, she had hundreds of years of practice. I mean,
800 years. Yeah.
I mean, hundreds of years.
Remember, she said she practiced how to use the bow, how to use different weapons, and she became good and fast on with it.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Practicing to make your voice deep does,
She said it took 1,000 hours or something to learn how to do anything, right? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Or 1,000 hours or something.
100 hours or 1,000 or something like that.
10,000.
In other words, she's had a lot of time on her hands, so she's learned how to do lots of things.
Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that, that's all.
The wee minor things are explained if you listen, Phil. Come on.
Now, like I said earlier, the program, right? The voice levels on it was so low. Half the time, Pete Capone was mumbling things I couldn't hear what he was saying.
I watched a bad feed, and it's still I could hear what they were saying.
No, I couldn't. I watch it on TV. I watch it on the computer. I couldn't understand what was being said half the time.
Well, put on the body subtitle.
I have to give that for not paying your cable bill. So that's
No, there was a couple places where I did have to jack my volume up and listen back again because they did get a little quiet, in certain places. But you could hear what he's saying. I just had to jack it up a wee bit to hear it. Was all.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway.
Wait, Freedom, can I say what the strange thing was with last week's episode? It was much louder than this week's episode. I can really
Thank you.
because even my sound was always at 28 and it was really low. I was like, what is going on? Try to put it up again.
Send an email to the BBC and they can raise it.
Yeah, you are destroying my sound. You freaking.
Here we go. Calm down, Kev.
Well, I keep calming down. You fire truck now then. Yeah, fire truck. I have to say that word a lot then. Well, I go further.
That's the BBC problem. If they release the thing with the volume down.
Yeah. Can't blame Moffat for that one.
What I did find funny was that when you see her in that future photo, she looks like a typical English chap. I thought, what a come down. The poor girl.
It's called integrating. Sorry, AJ. It's called integrating with your surroundings.
Yeah, and she ended up in a chappy lad.
But the big question is she going to keep her money in Zurich like the old Immortals did in Highlander or not?
As long as there's no quickening. Yeah.
Okay, so what everybody make of Leandro?
Oh, pointless.
Well, again, I think, like you said, it might have been underused a bit, but I think that was really the B plot, wasn't it? The whole plot was about her and the doctor and the conversation they were having. I mean, and I think that's going to happen in a 45-minute episode of television. Some things are going to get relegated to the side, and he is the threat of the episode, but he's not that serious, I guess, because they do take him out pretty easily.
Well, yeah, I liked it, his voice, you know. His voice was really likable. So.
You know, I'll agree with Tim. Underused, but fair play on the costume.
Yeah.
Costume.
Yeah.
And the eyes, those blinking eyes.
He was underused, but at the same time, it's the kind of underused that really I don't mind.
Yeah, like we don't go to see you anymore.
I mean, like,
But we know that he's from an alien race that's not wiped out. They do it. His speech is still around. So maybe in a future episode we could run into them again.
Yeah, I can just see that now. Ho! Here comes the mouth.
I came to Earth to find the sword of Omens. Yeah, it was kind of like he was pulling a Nymon deal on her there. I'm the last of my kind. No, you ain't.
You're light. Yes, I lied.
Yeah, he's a lion.
That was very good.
I like falling asleep and contribute to the conversation, God damn it.
Hey. I like how the doctor was telling Ashildr that he's explaining that, well, you know, because he used so much energy to close the thing that he's going to live a normal life. He's like, you're making all this up, aren't you? Like, yes, I am.
Who else finds it a bit ironic that the character who's a lion isn't a main character?
Oh, God.
Hang on. This is the one that's the Lion King Fury again? Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for the poor souls on Gallifrey base to start bitching and moaning that we thought we were going to get Tharls again, and we didn't.
Well, according to Elijah, they've already started that. The Moffat bastards have been out in force and they didn't even write the episode, so there you go.
You know, the one line just popped in my head. No more puns. I'm against puns.
Oh, yeah. I'm on the record. Yeah. No banter either. Yeah.
No banter either. Yes.
The guitar part was small. When Claire was coming out, he was like, "Oh no, you don't have to know about this." Oh well, you know, but I'm not going to play more for you. It's my alone time.
Every single time. I mean, that part when Clara comes in at the end, I mean, it's just adding to my theory that this doctor has actually seen Clara die.
Yeah.
Because like the way he just hugged, like the way they're setting it up, the way he looks whenever he sees Clara, it's just kind of like, you know,
like I miss you, and you know.
Yeah. It's mentioned earlier in the episode as well that you know that any companion's days are numbered at some point. It just seems like he's very aware of it at this point. We were talking about that earlier, and I thought you have to wonder why is he so, you know, concerned.
This
happens every time.
Remember when he met Ashildr in the last episode, he said he comes to her to say, I recognise her. He's recognising her from a future point. Therefore, he wants to sing Clara's death from a future point.
And then, yeah, it's like like in Magician's Apprentice. Whenever usually the Doctor meets someone again, he's often like excited and all of that. But when he sees Clara, the look on his face. I mean, I don't know. And then the hug, you know. I'm just saying.
Well, if you're right, have a cookie. But until you're right, you know.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. I'm a larger person. I'm going to have a cookie regardless.
If you think Clara's hard to get rid of, which she is, like any companion is at this point in the game, imagine how hard it would be to get rid of the Maisie character then, who's immortal.
Well, hopefully, you know,
one at a time, guys.
Let Foggy deal it.
Like I said, he's going to take her on more charges and take her to Gallifrey and leave her there.
Hey, we're not dealing with predictions yet. We wait till that episode. If it happens, I don't want to hear no more. It's about Maisie's being immortal. The only good thing about this is there's a potential for her to now appear in Big Finish, where a lot of stories that's in all those books that she's been writing all these years.
Yeah.
That you can make.
Oh, I can just see that now. The Ashildr years. Nick Briggs is going ka-ching.
You got a book.
Because who's gonna pay the most for it?
They've already got a book coming out. I think was it later this year or next year? It was called the Diary of Ashildr.
December, I think. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
When Ashildr said, "How many Claras have you lost?" I'm like, more than you think.
Yeah. Yeah, that look on his face again was, he saw that. I think he saw Clara's death again, that in flashes. I don't know.
Well, let's just say it, but the third time.
In time, we find out why he has those looks like that. But like right now, I'm not dealing with it now. I'll wait till the episodes. If it's done, we see it in the future episodes.
I don't want it to end like Donna. That was really sad.
I don't think it's a matter that he's seen Clara's death. It's just the fact that he's experienced this before with how many companions across the centuries.
That could be the case. You could be right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think about it. Let's go back more than 300 years ago or something or whatever. We had Jamie McCrennan. I forgot what year he came from. And
1745.
Yeah. So let's say like besides the stories from Big Finish like that, we don't know what happened to him. We don't even know if the doctor ever went to see what happened to him. Like that. I know about books like that. I'm talking about don't deal with that.
Books.
We can't play with that. And then you got other characters from First Doctor, Second Doctor, and all them that came from different time periods. We don't know what happened, but whether it will ever be brought up, who knows?
Well, we know what happened to Ian Chesterton.
I mean,
when Ian Chesterton is from the present time, he came from 1963 in his name, like that. But I know, remember, besides Jamie, the other different.
Well, to be fair, we know what happened to Katarina.
Well, yeah, that's different. That was. It may be a lost story, but we know what happened with her.
And Sarah Kingdom.
Same thing.
And Adric.
That was in the 80s, so that's not a lost story, so we know what happened with him.
Remember, it's a lost companion. Yes.
Whenever the Doctor gets all oh, I need to be alone because everyone around me dies, it feels a little old because we always get to that point, and then it's always you shouldn't be alone, and it's just a cycle, and it's we know he's always going to get a companion, so it kind of feels what's the point?
Well, it's like talking to someone who's got depression. They'll go into a depression, and then you'll say, snap out of it, slap them across the face. They'll snap out of it, and then they'll go back into it again at some point in the future.
Fair point, AJ. And the point there is, Ryan, is every so often you've got a different actor's interpretation of those events.
It's part of the show from the beginning. Remember how upset he was to leave Susan behind, supposedly, and then from there.
You've seen how Smith reacted. You've seen how Tennant reacted. Well, when Clara goes in about 5 episodes' time, then you're going to see how he reacts. That's why it's different.
Did anyone else notice the funny sketch they had for the Doctor's wanted poster?
Yeah.
Hit the ground or something?
Oh man, yeah. It was an interesting episode. It just ran a bit slow for me, but still, I'm not going to say it's the worst thing there. No, it is not anywhere near Love and Monsters bad or anything like that. No, it's not even in that range. It's an entertaining episode.
In terms of a bit slow for you, Brian, is this season's killed a bin for you?
No, this is nowhere near In the Forest of the Shite bad. Okay.
I said killed a bin. Last year you found out.
Either because I put those two in the same category. Those were two downers for me last series.
But don't you find sometimes that on?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say. Sorry, I'm lagging. But don't you find sometimes on rewatch you catch things you might not have caught the first time, and sometimes it'll change your opinion of an episode.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back and rewatch this one again later.
I've watched it twice now, and I still felt the same way I felt the first time. It just didn't grab me.
Yeah, but you're a sad old prude, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jerry
dear.
Whitehouse would love you. Yeah.
Matthew, you say something, man.
Nothing to say, Matt?
Yeah, you've been quiet on podcast. Move it.
Yeah.
No, I've just been entertaining. It's just been entertaining hearing your thoughts. It's just ripping into Phillip. It's just been making me giggle.
But what's your opinion on the Ashildr character?
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed her. Much better than last week, honestly. Couldn't fault her this week. I think Maisie Williams is in for a good run if she's more than a one-off character, and it looks like she is coming back in episode 10. So very much excited to see where they're going with her.
Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you, frickin' Rose.
Oh, hang on.
Dollard.
It's come that she will return. So,
No, it ain't. Sarah Dollar dropped it today.
okay then. So,
That her installment would feature the return of Maisie Williams, Ashildr, and the girl who died, the woman who lived, which is going to be episode 10, Face the Raven.
right, okay.
Wait, won't include
Spoilers.
won't include guitar.
Hey!
All right. Edit.
Yeah.
you really need to kill that, man.
Sorry.
We need
Our
to
ratings?
we need to talk to his parents about them.
I realise you're from a country where a lot of things are winning, but come on, man.
No guitar playing, really. It was really close. I was like, so
right.
you can muff it out.
With
But in any case, if that's the case, that she would return to episode 10, in what concept do we see her this time around? That's what I want to know. What I'm interested in
Well,
finding.
present day.
No, but I mean, what would be the reason for her to be back?
She gave the reason at the end. She gave the reason at the end of this episode. She cleaned up the mess that he leaves behind.
That's
Or
the
you
one
could
with
wait to see
Briggsy.
the episode when it
Yeah.
airs.
The patron saint of the doctor's leftovers or
There you
something.
go. Yeah.
Like I said, the episode was too low. I didn't understand.
I bet when Mark Gatiss watched this episode, his ears did prick up. Bing! What was that?
I'm like a what? Yeah. No, but you know what?
Knowing that she's coming back, though, that means no matter how many more years pass between this story and the one in 10, she must have accumulated a lot of money to live her way without being bothered.
Well, yeah. She's got 800 years to build up.
Yeah, look at what Scarleone pulled off.
Well, thanks Matt Rose for the lovely, and Matt Bryan also thanks for the spoilers. Now you ruined my guitar.
I'm sorry.
Kevin, welcome to the internet, dearie.
Well, yeah, internet is always spoilery.
Oh, come on. Okay, that picture wasn't a dead-on giveaway at the end that she's coming back.
Oh no! I cannot say that word.
Come on. They might as well just put it up on a freaking billboard.
The look on her face is like, that's right. I'll be back.
You should have her holding that sign. I'm never leaving.
Just kill me if you can.
Yeah, so you're going to have her and Rigsby in the one episode, eh? Oh, well.
When she comes back, it's like, I'm back, bitches.
Well, there goes the B word.
No, I said, what the F word?
Yeah, well, I was calling me in. I didn't spoke it as loud as I could.
Tough. You said it.
One of the things I did like about this episode that they did go over was the fact that, unlike other characters we've encountered in the past who've gotten immortality, she can't remember anything beyond a certain point.
Yeah.
And I thought that was poignant.
That's because her brain is not big enough to restore all that 800 years memory.
Well, she kind of explained it that you don't get that. You get one life of kind of memories, and then you just kind of start over. It's kind of like
the brain gets a reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I loved how she explained how she was getting out of all the various lifetimes she was in. I got a kick out of that.
Yeah, when she was married to a king or something.
Drowned as a witch. What else?
She was drowned as a witch.
Yeah.
Luckily, I learned how to hold my breath underwater and swim. And luckily, I snuck out before the incineration ritual. And
I love the pteroleptal line. That was just so good.
Yeah, the visitation.
It would have been nice to see her get killed in this episode and then see her come back to life again, like the Highlander. She wakes up again.
Well, there's no. Oh, sorry, go.
Does she have regenerative abilities as well?
No.
She doesn't change body. She just,
No, I mean, as in, say, if she gets her hand cut off, does it grow back?
Probably grow another one.
Or if she gets her head cut off, what happens then?
She grows another one. I don't know.
Nah, that was
Well, jeez, man. Why does she get a stick? Why does he get a cup of tea? What happens when this happens? Jesus, man.
Oh, that's right. These questions have to be asked. Yeah.
No, they don't. It's Doctor.
No, they don't.
I was just thinking of Monster Squad. What if she falls out of a window onto a bomb?
My God, man. Well, I've got Paul against a scale phone set. I don't know. You know.
It's always something I think about when they have immortal characters. It's like,
Yeah, what will
Not
happen?
like we do it every week. This is the first time, and since Harkness, pretty much they've had an immortal character. And even then, he had his own show. He was only on Doctor Who for about 10 minutes, really.
What will happen if Maisie falls on her face?
I presume to just stand back up.
She stopped wearing heels.
See what you started, Ryan.
From very high, from a very high distance, she lands on her face, bam, on the ground.
Dude.
What happens then?
In all seriousness, do you think that she will now get her?
Well, she gets immortality plastic surgery.
All right, Kevin, take a deep breath, son.
Doesn't need that.
There is one question we don't have the answer to, and that is we don't know the fate of Sam Swift.
What's up with that? Because the doctor was saying probably,
He
every
goes,
time.
actually, I made all that up, he said.
Yeah.
He wasn't really
How
sure.
dare they leave something hanging like that? Of course,
Yeah, no.
Moffat. He's just ruining
No, that's why he told this girl to keep an eye on him. And right
No, that's what I mean. Sometimes you leave some mysteries alone. You just let it be there in the
To be
background.
fair,
No.
Yes.
If you can't tell a proper story, don't write one at all.
don't
So,
tell a
Oh,
proper
so now it's not
story.
a proper story.
Oh, but he didn't write this episode, right?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
Catherine. It was Catherine.
Catherine Regina.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean in general.
Okay. Well, I mean, Phil, what happened to Dodo? She disappears in episode 2. She got sent to the country to hang out with her grandmother or something. But guess what?
What?
And
We
then
never found out. All these years ago, why we don't know the fate of Dodo?
Nobody gives a damn about her.
Exactly.
He has a funeral home named after her.
That's about it, yeah.
Yeah.
What, Dad has a Dodo? I'm saying it's Doctor Who. There's going to be some mysteries they don't tie up, and that's cool. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Here's a question though. How could the hangman read?
How could the hangman read?
Yeah.
He's very well educated.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not the norm, is it?
no, I mean, it's not as if it was one of these hangmans with the hoods there, his head, so you couldn't see his face like an Axeman. I mean, people did read back then.
Yeah, not many people though. You had to be highly educated.
Well, maybe it
Highly
was.
educated hangman.
Yeah, maybe it fell on hard times,
All right, okay. All right, I'm just saying. It just seemed a little weird to me, is all.
But remember, it's not as if even if he couldn't read, it's not as if he's reading on regular parchment. It's psychic paper.
Yeah, true.
True.
All right, screw me then. Don't worry about
Just
it.
like the two gods was giving him 30 crowns to let the doctor go.
Yeah, bribery. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, do you reckon he got home and then he was thinking, wait a minute, I can't read. What the hell?
Nah, heck, next thing you know, you're gonna want to know if the Ballad of the Last Chance Saloon is still being sung somewhere. Sheesh.
Yeah, I'm on my
Oh yeah, interesting episode. A lot of good questions. A lot of foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Also, another moment, like I said, I did love, and someone already brought it up, was that scene at the very end where he's just sitting there, strumming the guitar, and that look on his face is like, that was just so awesome. That he's sitting there contemplating, it's what's going to go on, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But don't you think he feels better now that he's checked up on her and kind of straightened her out a little bit, rather than her just running around being a loose cannon wherever she was? So
Yeah.
in other words, at the end of the day, they came to an understanding. Whereas before he bumped into her, he probably hadn't thought about her for a while. So,
We'll see what happens in episode 10.
Exactly.
You gotta get props. This is one of the even though Clyde did show up in the final episode, there was a good episode where him without a companion.
yeah,
It was.
very good. He got a chance to be very good. I mean, well, he's always good, Capaldi, but I'm just saying this one really showcased his abilities as a doctor. And Maisie Williams is always awesome in whatever she does. So,
Yep. Agreed.
Okay, well, we've talked about it. We've ranted on a bit. Let's go ahead. Let's rate this sucker and put it to bed. Okay, since I know this is going to be one of the lower ratings, let's start with Phillip.
5.
What?
Well, there you go, Mary Whitehouse. Yeah.
Well, he's comedy soft, so that's something.
Yeah, a 5. Sorry, but no higher than that.
He hates the doctor, so yeah.
Okay, William.
I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10.
All right. AJ.
That's right, Mary. Suck it up.
Well, now I know who Phillip's dressing up as for Halloween.
That's right. Next week, costume.
Okay, AJ.
A 9.
All right. Graham?
I don't care if Philip wants to hold my head underwater for a week. I'm giving it a 9 as well.
Okay, Kevin?
9.5.
All right, Ryan?
Well, I give this one a 7, but I also changed last week's to a 5 because I gave it a 7 last week, and I don't think it was that good. So this one's a 7. So yeah.
Okay, Matt?
Judges, it's 9.
All right, and Tim?
for now, I'll give it a 9. I might change my mind by tomorrow.
I'm going to give it a 7.5. I don't know. Just maybe it was just the pacing threw me off. The performances were fantastic, but I think it was just the pacing threw me off a bit. But it's not a horrific episode. I still enjoyed it, so I'm going to give it a 7.5. Okay. Now,
how about the trailer for next week?
well, we're gonna. What about the trailer for next week?
Well, I don't know if any. When I watched it, the repeat, I saw the trailer, and I think it gave a little too much information for next week.
That's why you don't watch it.
It's not my fault. It came over there.
I always said they should go do away with the trailers. We don't
Yeah,
need-
spoiler alert, stick your fingers in your ears, but apparently, it was Zygon Osgood that got whacked back in Death in Heaven, the way they're making it look.
I didn't see that in the trailer, though. And what do you want about, Phil? You always want to know everything before it happens.
You know,
No, like the photo they showed two of them. I said, "Oh, so they were twins, sisters." That's what I was saying.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I just assumed that one was the Zygon and one was Osgood.
I just saw a photo and I saw two of them, and I said, "Oh."
Okay, I thought the other one was Zygon Osgood.
Well, I don't know.
That's what I thought.
We find that out next week. But I saw the show photo and said, she
It's
was
not even a spoiler.
Yeah, but no. But I was saying that means either there was a twin or the Zygon like everybody's saying now. Like, oh, great.
remember, this
But
is,
that photo was like a little bit giveaway. So she not done that.
I mean, like,
They should have waited till next week to show it.
I don't know. Maybe not.
because I mean, like, that's the stupidest way they could have done it because everyone had already anticipated it.
yeah.
We haven't seen the episode yet. That's next week.
Yeah.
It's a photo in a trailer for next week. It's nothing to
Yeah, I
get
know.
upset about.
A bunch of Zygons.
Phil's countrymen.
Yeah, there's a plethora of Zygons.
Yes. I love that word, plethora. Okay, you were saying freedom.
More
Yeah.
Zygons than you can shake a suction cup at. Oh, all right. Yeah, well, I was going to save the trailer for last, but okay. Okay, the good news is Omega's coming back in 2017.
Oh,
God.
Oh.
The bad news is he's fighting K9.
Well,
Boo.
that's ridiculous.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Apparently, it's going to be K9 will be appearing in a multi-million-dollar movie which promises to be a great action adventure set in deep space, and he is taking on the megalomaniac Omega.
question. Is Paul Hogan doing the voice?
No, it's Phillip.
It's going to be so much childish. Ugh.
Well, that's what it's for. It's for kids.
Yeah. No, fire truck, man. It sounds freaking ridiculous if I say that.
Anyway, that movie's gonna be where it came from, Australia. Let them deal with it. Hey.
Well,
You enjoying that show, not us.
well,
I don't watch it.
Is it 100% Omega, the Titan, or Omega somebody else?
Apparently, it is Omega.
Yeah.
well,
Not Omega.
But
Come down.
if you read that article, it's not the BBC's not doing it. It's them.
At the end of the day, this is Bob Baker trying to cash in before to top
Well,
up.
Yeah.
well,
Exactly.
I think this idea was on the pile of shit table, really.
Kevin, hang on, Kevin, I've got to ask, have you had a particular brand of pizza this evening?
I only ate fries. Sorry.
Well, what was the show successful in Australia?
Well,
I have
yeah.
not done it, to be honest
That
with you.
was from what I understand.
I guess it wouldn't have been canceled if it was that successful, but
Well, it's a kids' show,
it's a
mainly.
kids' show, yeah. So this is a kids' movie. It's just following up on the program, which was actually how many years ago was this? 2011 or 2012 or something?
Yeah.
I
It's
think.
been a while.
At the end of the day, it's, as I say, it's just to top up his bank balance. He's getting on in years. You know, the other fella's long gone. So, you know.
Well, Omega already returned when we in the big finish with Gallifrey.
No, but I don't know if he owns the right. Him and who was the other fella?
Dave Martin.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually own. I don't know if they actually own the character of Omega.
Chances are they do because they wrote the Three Doctors, and that's where he's
Yeah.
introduced.
Yeah.
So I mean, in a way, the BBC wouldn't fight him on it since they created the character back then in
Yeah.
1970 something.
So he's obviously signed it off to Big Finish, and now he's getting his own thing with it. You know, so.
See, Big Finish might actually have a backdoor license to use whatever BBC characters they allow them to use. So unless until Bob Baker turned around and said, "Hey, Big Finish, you can't use that character. That's mine." So you're probably right. He either had to sign off on it, or it's just one or the other.
Yeah.
In other words, until it gets contested somehow, then the character's there for grabs. I would guess. I don't know.
Well, it took him a while to get the Rani. I mean, so much so that you know, Kate O'Mara passed away before.
Anyway, the way it looks like if Omega shows up, I don't think he's gonna look like the way he did in the Three Doctors like that. I think he might end up just being a robotic cat, for all I know.
Well, yeah, cats versus dogs. Which are better? Yeah.
Matter of
That's
fact,
Roderick.
he'll star. He's going to be the perfect character to star in a movie with a whole new bunch of action heroes. And basically, they're describing this as making this a homegrown Star Wars come Guardians of the Galaxy style cinema must see film.
You do mean the morning cartoon Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Not the movie.
Unless when they say that K9 face of Omega is an organization like Spectre. Omega. Spectre.
No.
Oh,
Well, what if it's just a big giant fish in space has Omega oils?
I presume when they're saying Star Wars, I presume they mean the prequels. Shit.
Time Quake.
What's it called? Time
Quake.
Quake.
Maybe they should call it Shitquake.
Well,
Ryan, at the end of the day, we can whine, we can piss, and we can moan about it, but we're not going to be watching it, so we've not really got a right to fucking complain.
Yeah.
Hayden's 40th birthday.
Yep, it'll be K9's 40th birthday that year when it's released.
It'd be funny if the BBC decide, we're gonna bring him back for episode 2 to celebrate his 40th, but that'll delay the movie being released. Mm.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's like the scary part is might watch it. I don't know.
On purpose?
I'm not gonna. I don't need to watch. It got nothing to do with Doctor Who. So why should I watch it?
Yeah, because I tried watching. I did. I actually tried to watch the first 2 episodes.
Me too.
I've been looking at all of them.
Are you talking about the pilot? I actually turned it on, go to the bit where the regeneration happened. I went done.
Regeneration circuit engaged. Oh, you've got to be shitting me.
Oh, they can regenerate.
But yeah,
yeah.
It's like, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that that the guys are getting a paycheck out of it.
Yeah.
Oh heck! All right. Oh great. Now I'm having a brain fart. John Leeson. I'm glad he's getting a paycheck out of it.
Yeah.
And the character.
Yeah, he gets paid, but he does get finished.
Apparently, John Leeson. I don't know. What'd you hear, Matt? He's already confirmed for the movie.
Not things and cancelling out.
He's tweeting him now to find out.
But apparently he did cancel a bunch of con appearances.
Because K9 wouldn't be without him. They don't use anyone else to voice K9.
Oh, you watched season 17?
John Bradley did.
Yeah, he did in the Australian one as well, K9 and Company. So yeah, he's the go-to K9.
Well, that's rough.
Here we go.
Okay, so K9 is gonna be back, and then all right. Then we got hit with this today. This had me going. Okay,
there's more. Jesus, there's more.
Here's our last.
I think I know what you mean. Yep.
Oh yeah, backpedaling Bobs.
Yep.
I can understand.
He'll fire release one more series after agreeing to stay on at Doctor Who, but that's the good part. But then you get down to here.
Several. Freaking.
All right, hang on. You get down to here. Sorry, a little bit further. So I know it's down here somewhere. Okay, here it is. BBC bosses had drawn up a quote-unquote succession plan wish list of potential Doctor replacements, with Lady Chatterley's lover and Game of Thrones hunk Richard Madden, 29, at the top. The show suffered a blow when Jenna Coleman's quit as Claire Oswald to play Queen Victoria in the new ITV Dream series. But this is where it really got me irked. Ratings have slumped in the 2 series before he became the Doctor.
That is bollocks.
It is. It's total crap. They've already proved conclusively the ratings went up in Series 8 in most cases. And yet, look, rugby comes on the air this year and the show is going down burning.
So let me get this straight. They're backpedaling on the recast, but they're not backpedaling on the ratings bullshit.
Exactly.
It's the Hindenburg all over again.
That's weird.
Oh, the humanity.
I know you lot concentrate. I talk about the American ratings and the Australian ratings, but here they concentrate on British ratings. They don't care about what the other shows.
Well, they should, because what brings them in most of their money, Philip?
Exactly. Yeah.
I know that, you know that, but they don't.
Even then, too, didn't the BBC announce 2 years ago that they were doing at least until 2020 or something? What was it? In other words, there's no question of the show going away. The ratings are just that. They're ratings. They're like overnights or whatever, and that doesn't take into account iPlayer. It doesn't take into account other nations. So, I mean, it's not hurting at all. It's doing the same thing it's been doing for 10 years now.
The only thing that weirded me out this weekend was, of course, London MCM Comic-Con was today, and they had the panel for Doctor Who. And they've already discussed in the Sherlock panel that they're going to start filming Sherlock in spring. They come to the Doctor Who panel. There's been no mention yet of when Series 10 filming is going to start. And what did those two guys do, the brilliant Gatiss and Moffat? They ended up the Doctor Who panel talking about Sherlock.
Mm-hmm.
That worries me a little.
So now that's right there. Somebody should went up to them and smack them and say, "Yo, we need some Doctor Who answers."
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe they're not allowed to talk about it yet. It is the BBC's plans. And these might have been drawn up 2 years ago.
He is part of the Scottish Illuminati. He is supposed to know all these things already, and they would not contest his work.
Shit, I'm sorry. I will make a phone call.
It doesn't make sense to me why they would hold that back.
It's the BBC. They do stupid things all the time, don't they?
Yeah, just look at Atlantis.
How much money do they waste on Atlantis?
Exactly. And as I said, Philip, earlier today, who's to say they've not been given a briefing on how many supposed specials we're getting? Is it 4? Is it 6? They might not have been told yet.
You're exactly halfway through this series, too. And really, that's all they want to talk about is this series. They're not going to talk about next year until this series is done. That's the way they were last year.
And when they do talk about it, they're going to say, sorry, we'll see you in 2017. Bye.
Let me see you 2017.
That's the case.
I have told you, you might get a truncated. You will not get nothing next year, Philip.
We'll get at least.
That's what I said. You're not going to get nothing next year.
No, you will not get nothing.
Wait. You want to bet Graham again about next year's season or not?
No.
No, don't worry. I'm not going to pull the air raid siren until after the Doctor Who festival. But the fact is, we're coming into November. And they've already said we're filming Sherlock next spring. Not a word yet on Doctor Who Series 10 filming.
I can give you an update about the Doctor Who festival later on.
Okay, if anybody even mentions it or even farts out something, let me know, because it's been too quiet regarding Series 10, and we're coming up on November next week.
Yep.
So
you're gonna be there, right, AJ, in that festival?
No, but I mean, as much.
Don't let them get a sidestep Sherlock and answer the Doctor.
I'll be dead center. I'm in the hardest ticket row.
Our buddy Beefhead will also be at the UK one a week earlier, so
yeah,
we'll have 2 opportunities.
He's gonna be he's gonna be preoccupied trying to lick somebody's face. So don't worry.
I'm sure they've already been asked about Series 10, but they just won't answer it. They won't say nothing about it.
As I say, look.
And no, don't bother trying to screen cap this and print it, because this is not the ticket you present at the door. This is what Beefhead shared with me earlier this week. This is just a memento they give you for getting into the Doctor Who festival. It's kind of like a little souvenir. But the thing is that gets me is they're saying this is like a collectible souvenir ticket, right? But oh yeah, they did a really good job tearing it out of the book, didn't they?
A raffle ticket, yeah.
It's like, thanks a lot. That's my souvenir ticket.
Raffle ticket.
It's like, come on, you could at least hire somebody to cut along the line, or you just be really
get a ruler.
It's like, send it to
me. Things might be quiet on the filming front, but at least the lead actors in place,
So, like I said, don't worry about it.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
There you go. Here you go, Mary Whitehouse at it again.
Wait. Philip, do you want to host another Big Finish box chat? Okay, proceed, Brian. No, never mind. Forget it.
Wait after recording.
You just need to make one of the I'm not going anywhere.
I think that this past season and a half of Capaldi has been the best the show's been in quite a while.
Yeah, give him props for that. There has not yet been an episode that I consider thumbs down. So you got to get props.
I would agree. Apart from tonight's one, just
that's your parent, Mary. Yes, that's your bad taste there.
Yeah, this series there's not been a episode yet I could say, ooh, that sucked.
Even though last series had a few bumps in the road, I mean, Kill the Moon is an episode that I gave 0 out of 10. But
Well, that's your opinion. I give it a thumbs up on that one.
No, In the Forest of the Night was the one I came closest
Oh,
to.
that one laid it. That one really laid an egg there.
So, okay, well, we've ranted, we've raved. Let's go ahead and get on out of here. Let's get goodbyes from everybody. Let's start with Ryan.
well, thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to hating on Osgood next week. I'm hoping the Zygons can at least do something noteworthy as opposed to Error of the Zygons, where they just plain sucked, I guess. I mean, those suckers that are on them,
B-plot.
because they sucked.
Well,
But,
look at it this way. If you fling a Zygon at a wall, it's going to stick. Okay, Matt
I hope
Rose.
we get Garrison.
Goodbye. Looking forward to next week's, and just keep an eye out on the suction cups of the Zygons.
Okay, Texas Tim.
As always, thanks for having me. It was an interesting discussion.
All right, Kevin.
Whoops. Thanks for having me, and see you next week.
Hey, Graham.
Oh, it was a pleasure, Brian, and it was an absolute pleasure and joy to be in the same podcast as Mary Whitehouse.
He's risen from the dead like a ghoul.
Deceiving with the mind's eye, dearie.
And no, we won't be drowning anyone for an entire week. Okay, AJ.
See you guys next week, and remember, worship Capaldi the God.
William.
Thank you for having me here. Can't wait to be here next week, and we will be in costumes next week.
I won't.
Then you're not here.
It's not mandatory.
Oh, really? Okay.
Let it be mandatory. I put my effort on it for next week. Let everybody make the effort.
So I'll put an eye patch on.
There you go. Put an eye patch on. Or tell your brother to suck. There you go. You got the match right there.
and I got a Superman costume that is really a little bit too tight.
Phillip, just
Oh my
Phillip,
God.
just for you,
No,
Phillip, I'm gonna wear. Just for you, Phillip, I'm gonna wear my Capaldi hoodie next week.
Oh, that's
If
all
it
right.
wasn't for the fact that you probably couldn't hear a word I'm saying, I do the whole next podcast as Eric the Dalek back there. Okay, and Philip.
Good night. I look forward to seeing this Paris camp next weekend.
Let's go shopping.
Well, or could be worse. The Zygons faced our deadliest threat, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh,
Well, the pineapple is bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay, so until next week when we join you again for Invasion of the Zygons, everyone take care, bye-bye, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Keep on hanging.
Krabby Patties.